to Lamb Learning.
Hello, I'm Scotty the Seal, and I'm back with another episode where I help young artists learn how to draw their favourite characters. Well, today, on my journey, I had to catch a train, and I caught a brilliant train who was called Bob. You might have seen him. Apparently, he has a YouTube channel, and I had so much fun, I've decided I want to draw Bob the train. Are you going to join in? You are? Let's get started. Right, to get started, we need a pencil, because first of all, we need to draw some shapes. And then when we've got all the sketching done, we're going to colour it in. And I'm hoping that Bob the train is going to be a really easy picture for you to draw. So, have you got your pencil? Are you ready to go? Great! The first thing we're going to do is we're going to draw some circles. So, let's draw our first circle. Nice and round, just like that. But don't worry too much if it's not perfect, because we're going to colour over all this anyway. And then next to that circle, we're going to do another circle. It's almost like I'm drawing two big eyes. And then I'm going to draw a line at the bottom that connects those circles, and a line at the top that connects them circles. Now, Bob the train has a lovely pink ring that goes around his face. So, where this line is here, we're going to copy that, and we're going to do another one that is the same as the first bit. So I'm copying this line here, and I'm doing it there. And later on, we're going to colour that in nice and pink. Next, we're going to give Bob the train a lovely big smile. He's a very happy chappy. So we're going to do his eyes first. So we're going to do two circles. Those are going to be his eyes. And then we're going to do the inside of his eyes, which is called the pupil. And later on we're going to colour these in blue. So there's one there and one there. And then we're going to give him a nice big smile. Now, a trick for doing a nice big smile is actually to draw a circle just like that. And at the moment, he looks a little bit scared or surprised. He's like, wow, what's happening? But to turn that into a smile is we're going to, in the middle of it, we're going to draw a kind of, well, you can draw another circle just like that. And as you can see now, it's given us a nice big smile. And don't worry about all this pencil work looking a little bit messy, because you can rub it out and we're going to colour it over it. So all this pencil work is a guide to help you draw the best picture possible. Now, Bob the train also has an amazing green hat. So we're going to draw a little square on the top of his head. And in fact, it's not really a square, it's more like a rectangle, because a square has four sides, but all four sides are exactly the same. But a rectangle has two sides of one length and two sides are a little bit longer. So we've got two lines here, and then just these bits on the side are a little bit longer, and that is going to be his hat. And I'm doing a little kind of half circle underneath, because that's going to be the bottom of his hat. Now, what else do we need to do? Well, of course, we need to do Bob the train's body. Now, he has a carriage at the back, and that's where the train driver sits or the passengers go. So in the middle of this circle here, we are going to draw a square. I'm going to draw, and this is a square, so it's going to be all the same size. So each side of the square is going to be exactly the same. And then we're going to put a line down the middle, because we're going to draw Bob the train slightly to the side. Now, on the top of the train, he has a bit of a roof, so we're going to make this line a little bit longer. And then we're going to do a half circle on top just like that. And that's the roof of Bob the train's, well, it's the roof of Bob the train. And then we're going to do a little triangle floating in the air, and then put two little lines down, because that is a little chimney that Bob the train has. Now we're going to do another square right at the back here, because that is going to be a window that the driver or the passenger gets to look out of. And next we are going to draw another circle, because Bob the train is a train, and trains have lots of wheels, and the wheel at the back is a big wheel. So we're going to put a big circle there, and then we're going to do a couple of squashy circles, because that's what Bob the train has. And then we're going to give him 2 more wheels. So we'll put underneath this circle here, we are going to put another wheel. And then right next to it is another wheel. Now remember I told you about the rectangle like we did for the hat? Well, we're going to do another one that's going to go underneath Bob the Train's face. I'm going to put a rectangle, and this is a really long rectangle, so we've got the 2 little sides, and then the top and the bottom goes all the way across underneath the 2 big circles there. And then we're going to do another rectangle, but it's going to be kind of squashed on us, so it's going to be like tilted to the side. So we're going to do one line going out a little bit, and then another line going out a little bit, and then we're going to put a line across them just like that. Does that make sense? If I'm going too fast, please do pause the video, and you can always rewind it if you need to hear what I said again. And it take, it's all learning. Don't feel bad if you made any mistake. Just stop, rub out, start again, do whatever. It's no problem if you make a mistake, because the way you learn is by trying and trying again. Now, the last thing that we need to do is just put a couple of more little circles inside the wheels, just like that. And then, hey presto, that's done. That's all the drawing bit done for Bob the Train. What we need to do next is colour him in. And what we need first is the colour yellow. Now, I am going to use my yellow paintbrush. And you can use a crayon, you can use a pencil crayon, you can use a file tip. But if you are using paints, make sure to ask your mummy, your daddy, your granny, your granddad, your auntie, your uncle, your teacher, your carer, whoever is in charge, because paints can get really messy. And if you get paint on the furniture, there's a good chance you're going to get in trouble, and we don't want that. So ask an adult, and they might put down some paper or sheeting just to make sure there's no mess. So go and ask permission. I'll wait. Yep. I can see some of you pause the video and unpause the video. You got permission? Great, brilliant. Grab your colour and let's get started. Now, I've got my yellow paintbrush. So let's get started. Now, what is yellow on Bob the Train? Well, first of all, his wheels are yellow. So let's get them. You know what? I'm going to just colour over the inside little circles, because I'll go over them in a bit, but you don't have to do that. You can keep them as a guide, because that's what they're there for. Because I'm using paint, so it's easy to go over the top, but if you're using something like a felt tip pen, it might not be easy to go over the top, so you might want to colour around what we've drawn. Now next we need to colour in Bob the Train's face, because that is all yellow. So I'm going to colour that in yellow there. And I'm going to go all around his mouth, just like that. And then I'm going to colour all around his eyes and the outside of his head, just like that, nice and quickly. There we go. Like I say, if I'm going too fast, just pause the video and then unpause it when you're ready to join in again. Now, sometimes colouring in can take a while, and what we do sometimes on my previous drawing videos, which, have you seen them? I've done lots of other drawing videos. I've done drawing videos showing you how to draw Peppa Pig, Daddy Pig, I've done Super Mario. In my last video I did Peppa Pig in a fire truck. I've done JJ from Cocomelon. I've done Chase from Paw Patrol. Loads and loads of videos. So if you haven't seen them, please do make sure to check them out. And if you have seen them, then you might remember that sometimes we like to sing a song. And the song is one where you get to sing along while we do our drawing and colouring in. Do you remember how it goes? If you do, shout it out. I'm sure I'll be able to hear you from all the way up where I am, because if you also don't know, I live up in the North Pole. Now I like to go travelling all around the world, but I'll come back home to do my drawing, and we'll do some of that singing in a little bit. But first I need to get the colour blue, and there's lots of blue on Bob the Train. First of all, his eyes are blue. Nice and quickly do them there. And then the train itself is blue. So first of all, I'm going to do the back half of this square blue. And we're going to use 2 different blue colours. So I'm going to colour that in first, just like that. Oh, and I forgot to colour his window frame in, because I need a yellow for that, don't I? So we'll get the yellow back in a minute. And then, but we'll do that in a bit. Let's just get all the blue done whilst we've got it. And then underneath here, this rectangle, I'm going to colour that in blue. Just like that. And then I am going to get a darker blue. Now if you're using paints, you can mix in a little bit of purple or a little bit of black and just darken it up. You might need some help from an adult, but if you're using crayons or felt tips, then I'm sure you can find, you normally often get lots of different colours, so I'm sure you can find a darker blue colour. If not, just do it all in the same blue. That's no problem at all. And now I'm colouring in the second half of the square at the back above the train, just like this, as you can see. There we go. And need to go around the wheels a little bit. And then this bit here. Be careful not to go over the other blue. And then the bit at the front here. Just like that. And I'll go all the way across. We've only got so many colours, so let's just go all the way across. Just like that. And then we need to get the colour yellow again, because I missed out doing the window and I also forgot to colour in the top of the chimney. So I'm going to colour that in yellow just under the chimney triangle. And then I'm going to colour in the window frame just like that. Get them corners in. And then next we need the colour orange, and that is going to colour in the big wheel and the inside of Bob the Train's big smile. So first of all, I'm going to colour in his mouth just like this, taking my time. It's nice to go good and slow, because sometimes if you go too fast you make mistakes, and depending on what colours you're using, sometimes it's hard to fix mistakes. Mind you, that's the good thing about using paints, because you can paint over paint, and crayons you can paint over crayons, but sometimes when you're using felt tips, it's a little bit harder to colour over felt tips, so you have to be careful. Now I also use that orange on the bottom of his hat, so I'm just going to go just like that. And now I'm going to colour in his big wheel at the back. So I'm going to go right around. I'm just going to colour over these bits and I'll put them back in properly in a bit. Oh, I said about singing a song, didn't I? Anyone remember how it goes? It goes like, will you sing along while I sing my drawing song? It's fun when everyone sings along. Oh, dooby dooby doop doop doop. Right, now I need the colour pink, because that is going to be for the circles in his wheels, just like this. And then the circles in his other wheels, just like that. And then the roof is all in pink. So we need to colour it in just like this. Colour it all in nice half circle. And then the little triangle for the chimney, that is also pink. And then, as I said, the bit that goes around his head is also pink. Try and be careful. not to go over the blue. There we go. Colouring it in. Try and stay inside the lines if possible, but it's not a problem if you don't. Like I say, you can always try again. Alright, there we go. And then, you know what? We need the yellow again. I keep forgetting parts that need to be coloured in. I've forgotten to do a little line that goes across the top like that. And then the little circles on the big wheel, they need to be yellow. You know, put them in just like that. And then we need a green colour, because that is the colour of Bob's hat. And we're going to colour in his top hat. Nice and green. Just like this. And what else do we need? I think I might need a black pen. Now I'm going to use a black pen to go around and just add a bit more detail into Bob the Train. Now you don't have to do this. Imagine this is like level 2 on a computer game. If you're happy on level 1, brilliant. But if you want to do a little bit more, I'll show you how to do it. But if you're worried that you might not be able to do it, you can either ask an adult and they could do it for you, or you could do it another time. Maybe practice drawing a little bit more and then it's something that you can come back to. Right, so first of all, I'm going to use my black pen and I'm going to do another little dot circle in the middle of the eyes, because Bob the Train has big old black dots in the middle of his eyes. And now I'm just going to go all around all the edges and neaten it all up with my black pen. As I said, you don't have to do this, but if you do, you can watch what I do. Basically, ultimately, what we're doing, all the parts that we originally did in pencil, we are now doing in our black pen to try and neaten it all up, to go around all those rough edges of the paint. It's always a nice way of just cleaning up your picture and making it nice and neat looking. And all you're doing is going around the edges of all the different colours. Alright, just like that. And now we can see where we went over before. Now let's go around the wheels. Let's try singing that song again while I'm doing this. I never really have gotten the lyrics down properly. I should write them down. I should really make a proper song. And because every time I go to sing it, I forget. But I do know the tune, and it goes something a little like this. Oh, I like to sing a song while you all draw along. Will you join me sing my song? Dooby dooby doop doop doop. Oh, I like to sing my song while you all sing along. It's fun to sing this song. Dooby dooby doop doop doop. We are all... Oh, I've gone totally wrong there. But you know what? I don't care. It doesn't matter. I'll tell you what though, if you've got... if you're using paints, we can fix it up a little bit. I'm going to get my orange paint and I'm just going to fill it in where I've gone outside the line a little bit and touch it up just like that. There you go. Right, I need to get my black pen again and just finish Bob the Train's face, and we're almost done. So I'm going to do his hat. There we go. Now, whilst we're doing this, I might as well tell you some other things. Have you been watching my my friend's videos? Lisa, the lamb, little lamb, she has lots of learning videos where she helps people learn their ABC, colours, 1, 2, 3. Oh, she has loads of videos. She even has one video when she went into space and she flew around Mars and the moon and Saturn and Jupiter, and she did it with her friend, a little koala bear, who knows all about the night sky. And those videos are on my channel because, well, I say my channel, it's her channel. I do these videos for Little Lamb. It's all about teaching little kids brand new things all about the world. My videos are all about drawing and painting. But Little Lamb videos are about all sorts of things. You can learn loads all about the world. But there you go, I am finished. Now, we always do like to write our characters' names. And this is a nice easy one because the character is called Bob. And Bob is spelled B-O-B. That's just 3 letters, and 2 of them letters are exactly the same. So, let's write Bob. We need a capital B, so we're going to put one line down like that. And then we're going to draw the number 3. So where you got that big line, and then you draw the number 3, just like that. And then you draw a big circle. And then you draw another B. I'm going to do it all in capitals. It's all in capitals, so another number 3. Nice and big. Bob. Bob the train. How did you do? Did you have fun? Great! Join me again soon for more drawing videos. Bye!
Little Lamb Learning.